Beat! Boy, boy. Discord. Oh, I am.
Magic kick. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what that's from?
No, but I can probably find. Wait. I could probably. Oh.
I don't
Yeah,
want
let
you
me-
to go through all that trouble.
Let me hit a Control Shift T. Oh wait, let me click. Oh no, that's the wrong keyboard. Hold on. Control Shift T. Maybe not. There's the tags. It's a GIF on a GIF website, and the tags are well, badass, wizard, animes, and tour with an E at the end of it. So I think tour with an E at the end of it might be your only.
Tour?
Yeah, tour.
TWO or 200? TOO?
TOUR.
TOURE?
That was
Tourette's.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, the anime is called Tourette's.
Hmm.
I don't know. That was the old
I
tag
typed
that-
in that word in anime and Google's not helping, so that's about as much research as I'm willing to do.
Yep. That was the only thing that was on there, and I retitled the GIF wasn't called anything, and I retitled it to Magic Kick.
Oh well.
So I was just watching Steins Gate Zero. There are a lot of.
I took
Us.
on a tempered Black Diablos by myself.
Yeah.
I had 50 minutes, 3 feints. I used 2 of those feints. he was kicking my ass. I basically hit him with traps like 3 times just to stop him so I could like get some damage in. I had a paralysis charge blade because I was hoping that, you know, because he's like 3-star on paralysis, but unfortunately he didn't stay paralysis for very long, so that wasn't doing me a lot of good. I ended up changing to a different weapon, a different charge blade for the 3rd try. And oh, that if my AI had been facing the correct way, I could have saved that. Portland Hub.
Yeah.
Is that our old team, or is that you?
Might have been the old team.
Anyways, I did actually like kill it to death because it was 9:59 and I was like, oh my god. And he finally went and took a nap, and I hit him with like 3 trank bombs just to be sure, and then captured him. So that's still a successful hunt. I was too scared to risk fighting him any longer. Turned out not only was that the largest Black Diablos I'd ever fought, it was a gold crown Black Diablos. So I think that's as big as they get.
Really?
Yeah, because you get crowns, I think, depending on how big you are. Oh, thank you, Angel. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. Only died twice and then captured it. And of course the 4 jewels I got were bullshit. But you know, it's a tempered Diablos. It still felt good. I also broke the horns, but didn't get the Black Diablos parts that I need. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Black Diablos is a she-her.
No, I'm pretty sure we established that we just say whatever we want, and that's what it becomes.
Oh man, I was so sure I was gonna die again.
We fluid vision.
It only took 4 traps and two deaths to finally best the Black Diablos. And we're already not in the same party.
Oh, that's good.
Man, we were wrecking these guys once we got here.
That first goal doesn't really count because we didn't have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
existence.
it's 2-0 since we got here.
I still had the Penta on me. I was gonna say placebo. I still had the placebo on me. Oh boy, my finger sure is, Sumbro.
Is it? Special event plus 100 XP and 100 for the backfill. Nice. Oh my god. I saw on Reddit this lady got a tattoo on her eyeball. You gotta send me a party request.
Oh yeah.
And it fucked up her eye. Now she's going blind. How about that?
Oh boy.
Yep. She said the post was she wants to spread her story to like warn other people, and then the comment was, I didn't need a fucking warning. I'm not retarded. I was never going to entertain the thought of getting a fucking tattoo on my eyeball. What's even worse is the guys that get that shit done in prison. You imagine someone like taking a ballpoint pen and like heating it up and like, okay, let's get that tattoo done on your fucking eye.
It just anything that involves eye stuff, I'm already like,
Yeah.
nope, not for me.
I'm sure I've already said this, but it took me a long time to get comfortable with contacts.
I couldn't. Also, my eyes treated them like an allergen. Oh,
That's not good.
but
And I would just sit there for like an hour, just kind of like holding the contact. I would half attempt it, and then just put it back down, and then like squirt it with the moisture thing again, and then half-heartedly attempt it again. It took my mom. This guy's going for nothing but demos. It took my mom like demeaning me as a man to finally get it done. I did finally get used to it and it stopped being a big deal. But this guy has killed me 3 times now. So, oh, there's number 4.
it's germs. We've played with them before. I don't. He hasn't done this. Oh, General.
Hey,
Mills.
if you want to wear contacts because you think black eyes looks cool, by all means. If you want to get that and like put them on every day, when you wake up in the morning, more power to you. That's like changing your hair color. Getting a tattoo though? Ah! No. No.
Yeah, and the contacts don't make the. Yeah, it doesn't make the scleras white.
Are you sure you can't get that done? I'm pretty sure you can do that. Like you can get like aesthetic contacts.
No, I thought the contact only goes over your iris though, not really sclera. Because if you got a tattoo, it would go all the way throughout the rest of your whole eyeball, right? And so it would reach the edges. So even if you turn your eyes or whatnot,
I don't know. Is that worth it? I feel like the contacts would take care of that situation for the majority of it.
the contacts don't go that far over your eye.
I'm just saying that like if you want that effect, you can get that effect with contacts. It may not be as total, but
What I'm saying is the contacts don't really go over your sclera at all. Like it's like a 0 basically.
oh, get wrecked.
But yeah, clearly it's not worth it getting a tattoo for that shit. Ugh. But yeah, there's. I don't think there's no other.
I'm already getting a little fidgety just talking about this.
Yeah. Oh, out. Trying to hit that. Yeah, there might be contacts out there that do the whole eye, but god damn, would that be? Would he be putting them in?
Yeah, would it be better than getting it tattooed though?
Ah. Is where do I? Which one's better? Chopping off my arm at the top or down farther below? I don't want either to happen. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would have to be like a Saw situation where like my life was on the line, and even then, I'd still be considering it.
Do you want to play a game?
Did you ever see those movies?
No.
I watched.
What part
After
of
there
one?
was like 5 of them out, I was like, I'll watch the first one, and it was okay. I mean, you know, it's cool that they're branching out and making horror out of like they're like finding new ways to be terrifying instead of just typical jumps. Oh my God, you left the party again. It's cool for them to find new ways to be scary, just kind of like psychological terror instead of like jump scares and shit. I'm not much into horror movies, but
That one's more of a psychological and gore thing.
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
it's-
it's gory. I've seen much worse in the gore porn.
Gorn.
And,
Aaron Gorn.
oh, you love the Saw movies, huh?
Oh, you like that gore, huh?
I don't mind gore if it serves a purpose. Like if it adds intensity to the scene, but when every scene ends in gore, it kind of loses its effect, and it just becomes like a special effects, like visual look. After a while, it just becomes like, oh, it's like meat. It's just bloody meat everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I don't. If it's a gore fest, I'm not a big fan. But yeah, if it adds, don't touch it.
Teammate. Really, the later movies got more intense, huh? I think I've watched. I think I've seen like just the like the traps. I think I'll take that out of context. I think I saw like on like Daily Motion or Vimeo or something, someone just kind of cut down like the second and third and maybe the fourth movies to where it was just the scary traps and like what they had to do to get out, and then watching them all fucking fail at it. I think I've seen some of that stuff, but I definitely have not seen the whole movies themselves.
Mortal Kombat's kind of like an example of the gore stuff where like, you know, the one that has like all the X-ray moves that like
Send me a request.
you see
Yeah.
it
I
do
know
the super, and when I saw them for the first time, each one of the moves I saw the X-ray move for the first time, I was like, oh, that's rad. And then probably from the second point on, I was just like, all right.
You gotta hit me with that request. There it is.
Like I don't really care.
I have played a lot of Sniper Elite, which does the same thing. I'm sure you've seen those gifs, and that didn't really lose its appeal, mostly because it wasn't. It was like a success, like a successful sniping kind of thing. So it wasn't always a guarantee, and it was just.
Well,
go ahead.
Also, wasn't it at any like it was dynamic too? Like you could shoot.
It was,
if-
yeah.
Because like Mortal Kombat was like
pre-canned animations.
Yeah, so that also made it a lot more boring. See, I would find that interesting, not on like a I wouldn't find it enjoyable because of like a success type of feedback. I would find it enjoyable because I would find it interesting of like, you know, the direction in which it came in and the programming behind it.
There was plenty of
Would give me-
times where you would hit one testicle but not the other, and I was like, God, that's pretty cool. It got that specific.
Yeah.
Saw is creative with its gory games. By games, you mean
They make
the
games.
ones in the movies, right? The games that he's playing. Let's play a game. Because you know
Yeah.
how. I'm actually a little surprised they haven't tried to make a game out of the Saw franchise, unless they have, and that's what you're actually talking about. The games he plays.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think they'd made a video game out of it, but I'm kind of surprised no one's tried it. Press X to give up. Accept your fate.
Press F to pay respects to you. Self.
You have to do like, shit. You have to do like Quantic Dream style cutscenes to, because I guess he did cut his own finger off. Spoiler alert! In that one game, Jason, Heavy Rain.
For Heavy Rain.
He had, so I could see extrapolating that section into a Saw game. I'm out of boost.
One Saw game. Well, you know why they didn't.
Game? Holy shit!
You know why they didn't
Let me
make
guess,
a
it was
second one?
PlayStation 2, because like everything was on that system.
It had to have been PlayStation. Or Xbox 360. One of those two.
My money's on PlayStation 2. It's a Saw video game. That's nuts. I gotta check out some footage of that. That must have been something. I kinda have like a respect for the Saw movies. Like I find, I don't know if respect is the right word. It's similar to the Final Destination movies. I've seen quite a few of those, and I don't think they're good movies, but it can be morbidly, sickly entertaining to watch people die in creative ways.
I liked Final Destination 2 for a little bit, but then the idea was not like old to me, I guess. Xbox 360. See it?
Damn it! PS3, Xbox, and Windows. Damn.
I didn't have any like. I didn't know for sure. It was just like it was either PS2 or Xbox 360 because both.
I can't believe
have
it came to
those.
PS3. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it if it came to PS3.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, it's just I have a better knowledge of its library than the PS2s.
The semi with the logs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Every time I see that, or like you see a semi with like pipes or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, even if they're even if they're like real floppy pipes, you're just like, well, today's the day, huh?
And
I had a good run.
because that dude's like cutting her out of the car with the jaws of life, and it activates like the airbag. I remember in that one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember which one that was. It activates her airbag and like slams her head back into the spike.
That was 2. Oh shit.
That was the one with the ambulance going into the lake thing.
Yeah.
Ah! Remember in the first one, the dude gets his head chopped off by the train. The train like hits like a piece of metal and slices his head off. Those movies got crazier as they went on as well. I've definitely seen 1 and 2. I can't remember if I've seen 3.
I mean,
I might have watched like CinemaSins do that. It's fucked up, but it's interesting to watch people die in creative ways. And the suspense of like, whoa, how are they gonna do it? Because they set you up with like red herrings, like, oh man, look how wiggly that wheel is on whatever. Is that gonna topple over, or is it? Oh no, maybe it's gonna be this knife. You're trying to like outsmart the filmmakers the whole time. Oh! God damn it.
oh fuck!
I think number 2 is the one where the guy tries to kill himself, but it's like not his turn. So he like literally can't die until it's his turn. So he like tries to shoot himself, but the gun jams like 6 times. It misfires like 6 times because it's a revolver and he just keeps pulling the trigger. Anyways.
One thing I really like that I just couldn't stand in those movies, like the like
The acting?
shitty, the acting, yeah, and like the shitty like writing of like,
Yeah.
oh, this person's in a lot of the horror films it's like that for me. Cannot stand it.
You know what you're there for. You're there to see people die in cool ways. That's about it. What other gory
Yeah.
movies do you like, Angel?
Oh fuck! I jumped wrong.
Oh my god.
One of those things, like, even if it's corny, right? Somebody's gonna enjoy it. Like, I enjoy corny. Or lame, or shitty writing, or whatever. I like Transformers. 30 Days of...
Is that the vampire one? I've been wanting to see that. I caught like the final 5 minutes of it on TV one time. I was like, I should really see this from the beginning. One of my favorite movies of all time. Oh, now I gotta add that to the list then. Get that high of a recommendation.
The only real horror movie I liked was the... I don't remember why, but 1408, I think it was called.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah. I enjoyed that one. 30 Days of Night. Is that the vampire one? You're talking about the one, I think it's got like John Cusack and maybe even Samuel L. Jackson, where he goes into like a hotel. And, yeah. God, sexy vampires, come on. What is this, Twilight? You're talking about the one where he goes into the hotel room, right, Ashton?
Oh, yeah.
And, like everything starts to collapse around it. I think it catches on fire at one point even.
Yeah, it's like real weird.
I remember liking it, I just can't remember anything else about it now.
I was trying to like kill him.
Yeah, the hotels, like, cause he's like, he goes around and researches haunted stuff and like debunks it. So the whole time he's like, yeah, I've heard it before. You're gonna sell me this bill of goods that this room's haunted. But then
it's
dun
actually
dun dun, it's
haunted.
actually haunted. Who could have known?
We're still in a party, right?
I believe so, yeah. It says searching up at the top.
That's good.
Pitch Black isn't really like a horror movie. That one's pretty good though, with Vin Diesel. Oh shit, that's our goal. I like the Chronicles of Riddick series.
Oh, I like Chronicles. I don't remember Black.
That was the one that came out first before Chronicles of Riddick. It was
Yeah,
a
I just...
superior film.
Oops. I fuck.
IMHO. Yeah! Riddick is great. Those awesome knives he had on his back.
Again, I don't remember much from Chronicles of Riddick, but I remember like...
And he had
I'll
like...
probably be own it.
He had like fancy vision with his eyeballs, so he had to put those goggles on sometimes. I think it was just kind of like he had night vision, so I think like sometimes if the light is too bright, you put them on. That's what I think. I think that's what it was. Remember he murders that dude with a teacup? That was pretty funny.
Oh, I kind of remember vaguely.
I remember at the end he like murders the bad guy and like takes his place because it's like warrior culture. They're like, all right, you killed our leaders, so you rule us now. And I was like, what?
Your turn. Oh, fuck it.
Being like, what kind of stupid ass culture is that?
Oh, super night vision. So like, any subtle lights, or any subtle lights that would hurt his eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, yo.
Sure. have you seen Pitch Black? And have you seen the more recent Riddick movie? I think it's called like, I think it's like just Riddick.
I don't have this.
He's like there's like a bounty on his head, so bounty hunters come to get him. But he's like stuck on this planet and he can't get off, so he like activates a signal so that bounty hunters will come and find him.
God, I'm so bad.
He basically draws. Oh, that's a cool avatar boy. Look at that. A little octane and like blue lines. That's different at least. He's too busy being, you know, the Fast and Furious guy now. Dominic Toretto. Oh,
That's what anime it's from. The Dominic Toretto anime. Searching up Tourette. You got Tourette's. Toretto.
yeah, that GIF did scream Fast and Furious to me.
Yeah, the kick was really fast.
You never talk about the Fast and Furious movies. You don't care for those, do you?
I haven't seen a one.
They're the closest thing to like Transformers, just not having big robots.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
You like Pirates of the Caribbean though? That doesn't have big robots.
It doesn't have just dude in car though. I don't care much for car. I don't care much for car and gun action. Not my
There's a fourth one I haven't seen. Whoa, wait, hang on. There's Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick. I thought there was. I didn't know there was a fourth. I was thinking a third.
It's the Chronicles of Narnia. That's the.
Yeah, obviously I've seen that.
Any movie with the Chronicle in it is part of the Chronicles of Riddick.
Right.
The Chronicle, that's part of it. That's an origin story.
Oh, the one where the dudes have the telekinetic powers?
I love that movie.
That's a good movie, yeah.
Like it's all
Riddick
found.
Furia is the fourth. Maybe I guess I haven't seen that one. Shit.
You'll probably like that one, Angel. It's got Furia in it.
Furia, yeah.
Angel's a furry.
Because Riddick is such an animal.
Oh. Actually, he's bald though, so he's like almost the opposite of furry. He's like an anti-furry. He probably has no hair on his body. Like a weird seal creature.
That's pretty bad if even I didn't know about the extra Riddick movie. You're like, your marketing really failed.
You oil up Riddick. He'll slip slide everywhere. There's no stopping him. Why he's fast and furious.
Yeah, hair's overrated. Not balding. Yeah, once you start balding, you might as well just shave it. Once the hairline begins to recede, just go for the bald look. It's so much better. If you're gonna be balding, you gotta at least have a beard. That like maximizes the old badass man look.
You know, if I start balding, I'm gonna rock it. I probably have about a 50-50 chance. My mom's side of the family, they don't really bald. My dad's side of the family, they bald a little.
The beard does wonders for bald guys.
That's true. I'll have a pear-shaped head. Big bushy beard.
Honestly, not having to get my hair cut kind of sounds worth it.
I only go get my haircut like once in 4 months. So.
Yeah, and I hate it. Every time, every of those 4 months.
So infrequent. Here.
Oops.
Oh, I was trying to. Oh.
Oh, yes! That's how we do it.
Sorry to get back into it. My finger's starting to work again. Oh, the song's great.
Oh,
you
I left.
dick. BRB, alright. Do one for me. That backward. Oh. I didn't know you'd go up there as well. I was just like, I'll just hit it.
Everybody's leaving.
Turbo Lard's coming in here like, oh,
Were we losing that?
no, we were tied.
So losing. According to Justin. There's Gay Turbo Lord again.
Elongated muskrat.
He's got Elon Musk smoking the doobie on Joe Rogan's show.
Oh, I'm not gonna have this. Not in a bajillion years.
Teammate, why? I had it.
I fucked up.
Look at this. I was headed right for it, and then he just. Oh. Why?
I need like 11 more minutes to finish my electronic mix.
You got a name for it?
I usually come up with it when I'm done. And it's not based off of anything, just like, here's a name.
So, for the first time since summer began, there was a cool breeze today that could almost have been described as chilly.
Oh.
And I nearly wept. It was such a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, 11 more minutes. One more minute.
The
Yes.
reign of terror the sun has wrought upon my lands.
That's the one nice thing about Colorado. They're earlier and stays cool for longer.
It's the one nice thing. We got like tons of nice things.
Nah, less about stuff.
You've got friends in Colorado? Wow, you don't care about that either, huh? Jeez. Shit
Not
all-
really. Not much anymore, man.
Yeah, really. You've got some kick-ass mountains though.
You've been on a mountain 20 times. You've been on them. A bajillion. Oh, God, why am I so bad today?
I still like looking at pictures of mountains. Like, imagine seeing the real things would be even sweeter. No, I almost did it. Almost did it. Altered dimensions are blowing my mind.
The song.
Ah. It's gonna start getting hot again, but today was a sign. The war is being waged.
It was hot today. It was like 60. My room got up to 75. Then I opened my window and now it's just. Oh shit! Though.
We murdered half their team.
Tried to coax her vision.
A lot of double commits with teammate.
Oh.
So, Kit Boga, pretty cool guy. If you don't know Angel, that's the guy that allows scammers to connect to his computer so that he can like waste their time. The people that like try to scam old ladies out of their money, he'll stream on Twitch, just wasting their time by doing like silly, stupid shit. It's really funny. I was listening to one of my podcasts the other day, and they did a similar thing. Like the guy got a call saying that his like iCloud had been hacked or some shit, and that they were, oh no, you're dead. The representative, that he needed to call their number and have his iCloud restored or whatever. That bullshit. I don't even think he has Apple, so it was a pretty obvious scam right away. And he called him back. Oh my god, teammate. He called him back and talked to him and stuff, and then just like revealed, I know you're scamming me. This is obviously bullshit. And of course it goes just like the Kit Boga calls go, and then he ends up like calling back because this is like this podcasting guy he obviously didn't know about Kit Boga, doesn't like know anything about it. He's like, this could make for a really interesting story. I need to like follow up on this, and we'll do a podcast based off of it. And he ended up calling the guy back a bunch of times and got to like know the guy's name and everything. What was really cool is they're like a investigative journalism kind of podcast, so they've got like real connections and shit, and ended up tracking the call center down.
Oh wow.
Knew like what the parent company was and all the different like sub companies that were all working out of that same call center, because there's like 5 different scams that all route to that same call center. So when you call them, they don't know which scam you would think you're calling for.
Right.
Anyways, they figured all that out and even had like the street address that the call center was based on. So they just fucking flew to India to go talk to him. I was like, god damn. And it was a really cool story, like them getting there and like trying to track him down. And the company realized that they had like a journalist on their tail, so they ended up closing that shop and just reopening it somewhere else. God damn it. I played horribly. All yours. Didn't mean to do that. I need to leave out of my shame. so they flew all the way to India, and unfortunately, you know, they closed up shop, so they weren't sure what to do. And there was someone they were consulting with in India, and she's this lady who happens to speak English and Indianese or whatever the hell they speak. Am I right, brother? So she called them and asked for an application. She was like, can I come in and like apply to work at your call center? Because it was like they try to stay as discreet as possible, but they do need people. They have like such high turnover that they're constantly hiring people. So she actually got an interview, goes in, like does the interview, scouts the place out, comes back out and tells them like, here's how you should approach them and everything. And you know, they've got like an armed guard over here, so like take this hallway or whatever. They go in there to confront these guys, and there's just like a metal grate. The door, like the place is, it looks like the place is completely abandoned. It's actually like a front that they use. As soon as they don't need to anymore, they like hide their storefront by making it look abandoned. And they ended up they did a whole bunch of shit. But anyways, they actually found the owner, the guy who runs the whole thing, and sat down to talk with him at a bar. And of course they're trying to like deny everything and be like, whoever you talked to that first time that was trying to scam you, we fired that guy. He doesn't work here anymore. We run a legitimate company. And it was pretty crazy. And they kept asking him questions about like, you know, how you're scamming business and everything. And of course they keep denying it. But what's great is that eventually they get to the point where the Indian guys are like, please stop contacting us. You are annoying the hell out of us. Please leave us alone. He goes, yeah, now you know how I felt. Now you know what that feels like. And that's pretty much where they ended it. That was pretty cool. It was like, 'cause, you know, Kitboga will do a whole bunch of calls and like tries to stay anonymous to keep up the ruse. But it was really cool watching them just laser focus in on one dude at one call center and really dig deep into that. Like it's no telling like how much financial loss they incurred because of this one guy and his podcast.
Yeah.
Having to like close up shop, and then like the floor manager, he actually got the floor manager that first time he called them, and that dude is like thinking about leaving the business now and everything, so that was kind of neat.
Also crazy that like I mean they know that they're scamming, but they're totally fine with it. They're just like, yep, that's okay.
Yeah, it's really disheartening when you hear them justify it and be like, you Americans are so stupid and don't even know how to use your own computers and shit like that. And then this one guy was saying like, oh, you think you Americans are so great? How about you dropped the bomb on Japan and killed all of them, all those civilians. How moral are you? He's like, well, that happened like 40 years before I was born, but yeah, okay, go ahead and blame that on me.
Yeah. Again, the always guilt of your ancestor. Absolutely stupid. Yeah, your country did this. Yeah, I didn't tell them to.
Yeah.
What do you want from
I
me?
had nothing to do with that. It's so great that they get indignant and like they get up on their moral high horse. Like, I can't believe you're calling me and wasting my time at my work. Like, your job is to steal people's money. You're gonna take
Like calling them and wasting their time.
You're gonna take the moral high ground here? Are you kidding me? But that's the thing, is you justify it to yourself. If they felt like they were the bad guys, they wouldn't be doing it. Oh shit. It's just sad because they do bring in a lot of young guys that can't find work. They bring them in and train them up and don't tell them that it's a scam. So, they don't realize it at first. They think they're providing. They found out that the company started out offering real services. But cold calls, they would offer like real malware protection and shit like that, and they would like go in and clean your computer and stuff like that. But cold calls obviously isn't the best way to get business, so they would call and tell people you do have a virus, because they'd get scared and be more willing to pony up. But after lying to them, they would offer a legit service. They would actually go in and clean up their computer and offer tech support and assistance going forward. So it was just kind of like a shady way of getting somebody's business is how it first started. And then of course, once you've made that first step, once you've gotten comfortable lying to people, it's only a matter of time before, like, why bother actually fixing it too? Just tell them you fixed it.
It's kind of funny too, like they say, oh, you Americans are so shitty with your computers and stuff like that, but yet they tell people on the phone that yeah we're gonna fix their computers by doing just stuff, and so it's like almost they don't
computers either.
Yeah, they don't know anything about computers.
Because imagine if they had to actually hire people that could do that kind of work. Like, if you had the skills to do that, you'd go work for a legit company. Why would you work for a scammer if you could actually help people with their computers?
Yeah.
Unless the market's just that bad that even someone with legit skills couldn't get jobs, but they can't like wait around to. They can't have such a high bar for their employees. They have to take people that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, the Kit Voga video where he realized the OS. He didn't even realize the OS was fake. Did you see that one, Sombra?
No, I haven't had time to watch his in a while.
Windows like really good edition or something like that. He's basically everything in it was like made in paint. Like it looks real shitty.
I gotta see that. That sounds great.
And he has like all these start menu options, like one of them was crash computer. Like one of his start menu options. It was so good. Except for he kind of fucked up. He didn't make it so it was always in the foreground. So when the guy did some shortcut keys to run some commands, it would bring up stuff. Like, oh shit. That was dope.
Those guys are way more patient than I would expect them to be. When Kit Boga is just like, it's been like an hour and a half and they're still trying. It's like, man, you guys aren't even getting paid that much.
Yeah.
I guess just having a fish on the line, and this whole sunk cost fallacy. Like, I've already put an hour and a half into this person, and they're willing to buy a car. That's the big thing, is when you say you're willing to do. Oh my god, I'm so bad.
Yeah, I mean, they probably get commission for trying to get. They got a sale of some sort. They probably get.
Oh, that was the other thing that they were talking about on the podcast, is that people weren't getting their paychecks, and that was another big reason for the turnover. Is they assume they can get people so easily, they don't have to treat their employees very well. Like, who are you gonna go complain to? This isn't like a legit service. You can't really get any help from anyone. They'll just let you go and hire someone else. Get them. So those at least the people in the one they were researching for that podcast, they weren't making any money.
Yeah.
People, I think they were like, on average, people only last about 2 years.
2 years? Oh boy, it's a long time. At our call center, boy, you'd be lucky.
I think it was 2 months. I don't know, but it was a high turnover rate. God damn, you left the party again.
People typically didn't make it a month. My call center. While I worked there for the couple of years, I saw people, probably like over 3,000 people coming back. The people aren't like, these people there were probably real desperate for a job. People here probably aren't that desperate.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that there's so many people in India, and not enough jobs to go around. Yeah, that's the thing is like if Kitboga gets to the end of his call, and they're like, yeah, I'm not happy about it, but I've tried getting other jobs and couldn't keep one. This is the only place that'll hire me, or something like that. It would you'd still be in the wrong, but at least I'd get it, you know. I'd be like, all right, this guy thinks this is his only option. But you never hear that. They're really just, they get so pissy with you.
Yeah, they get so mad.
I kept waiting for just one person to be like, you know, I hate it. I hate myself. I have a hard time sleeping at night, but it puts food on the table for my family, and that's the only way I can justify it.
There was that one guy that was like,
No!
I think said that. There's the one guy that was basically like, hey,
the very first video ever sent, I guess, was the guy who was like, yeah, I'm leaving soon.
yeah.
That's how I discovered his channel, was when you linked that video.
Wouldn't believe the amount of people that would.
Oh my God, we're having an amazing game. Yeah.
Why won't you let me scam you? Yeah. All they see though is the money, right? So they're probably getting some sort of commission, or their jobs are potentially on the line, right? So they're so pissed, they're afraid that, you know, they, well, for one, just wasted a bunch of time, and for two, you know, they could be fired, or
especially that one guy that was like staying late. He was like working overtime, and he's like, "Do you get paid overtime?" No, I don't. I don't get paid extra for overtime. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, that sucks.
Then again, you know, the horrible shit he said to what he thought was an old lady. It's kind of hard to feel bad for him. That's the worst, is when Kitboga's like crying as an old lady in there, and they just like start threatening to murder her.
Yeah.
Well, you are the ultimate scumbag of scumbags. How do you treat an old lady like that? Like, my God. How do you get to that in your life? That's not, I'm just trying to put food on the table. That's, you have accepted the scumbag lifestyle at that point.
There's a Japanese fast food kind of joint called Moss Burger. And they're pretty popular and pretty like Japanese staple fast food. They kind of tout themselves for like healthier than McDonald's kind of burger. And they're doing a little worse right now, because they had a whole bunch of people like break out in E. coli or some shit.
Oh boy.
And it's because, you know, they use fresher ingredients and all that shit, and like I think
So
they probably do.
it's like a Five Guys or Whataburger kind of thing, like a little bit classier than a regular fast food
Yeah,
McDonald's place.
I don't know the second one you said, but you said Whataburger? Was that
Yeah, I think it's like a Texas. I know it's like popular in Texas. I've never seen one, but I think that's on the same border.
And they
Oh, you gotta hit me with a party request.
they're also just not doing so well because like I think McDonald's has gotten a little bit better over the years, and I think Carl's Jr. and there was another place that started infiltrating Japan. On a
Secret trade.
espionage mission. And
Show these ninjas how to infiltrate.
then they had the Japanese people found a message that they thought was insulting because they have branches in South Korea, and in South Korea one of their like big things that they had on the labels of the food and they had on like as advertisements is we do not use Japanese vegetables because of in South Korea right now there's a lot of like nuclear power leaking scare. They're just like overly scared of it for some reason because of Fukushima, right, in Japan, and so that's why. But like they're like overly scared. They have tons of complaints about nuclear power. A lot of people protesting nuclear power.
This is in
I don't know.
South Korea. They're worried about Japanese radiation.
Yeah, in the food, but then they're also worried about themselves either having a nuclear power plant or their already existing nuclear power plant going bad. I'm not sure. I just know that there's like protests against nuclear power, because they're overly scared.
Yeah, that sounds pretty misinformed.
Yeah, especially for like. Though to be fair, here in the United States, there was a lot of like stupid scares about it too, where like.
Yeah.
They talk about the coast of California.
Yeah, I remember
is
Thunderfoot
so
doing a
radiated.
video on that.
Yeah, it was like barely at all more radiated than normal. Right? It might have been like double or some shit, but
That's
like,
still minuscule.
yeah. If you flew in a plane, you'd
Yeah,
be
that
exposed
blew
to
my
more.
mind. He's like, just flying in a plane exposes you to like this much. I'm like, holy shit.
So yeah, the Japanese people were
fly on planes for business like 50 times a year.
at least, yeah.
Yeah.
And pilots.
Oh
Imagine
my
pilots.
god, yeah.
Oh, I hit it right into it. Better hit it more down. But yeah, so the Japanese people were kind of pissed off that
Nice.
they made. I even boosted to the ground to be able to
The
save that
Japanese are
sooner.
mad because South Korean are saying it doesn't have. Or no, you're saying because that
Yeah.
restaurant is saying we don't have Japanese veggies because people are worried about the radiation.
Yeah, and it's the same Japanese. It's the same restaurant that's in Japan, right? And of course, like they have country pride and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's not like the whole country's freaking out. You have a bunch of people that are insulted, though. Probably the same thing would happen here too.
I can't blame a company for doing whatever it can to make its customers feel safe, even if it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think and I don't really personally care about it too much. I think them like that as one of their main advertising points, like the amount of lengths they went to like express this to the customers, I think was a bit extreme, but I don't think it was
It's like
insulting.
seeing food saying like not GMO. It's like, all
Oh
right,
shit!
that's gonna reassure people that don't know any better, but it means literally nothing to me. It would be the same thing for their no Japanese vegetables.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
apparently their stocks went down like 7%.
For the restaurant?
Yeah.
Because Japan's mad at them? Wow.
Well, no, this was for the E. coli scare.
Oh,
I'm not sure when it was said. I shouldn't say scare, because it did happen.
They were scared of the E. coli that was in the food.
Yeah, that they already had. Oops.
Yeah, I remember It was what was that, like Chipotle had that problem as well? Or Trader Joe's?
There's been a lot of like times where like lettuce or some shit. Like I've gone to the grocery store and they're like, "Sorry, we don't have lettuce because or we don't have this brand of lettuce because of the last scare." And, I just find it a little interesting that, like, because again, you know, I think people here would do the same thing if people said, "Oh, we don't have American whatever." Yes, especially the ultra patriot, the ones that have giant trucks with a flag coming out the back, American flag, or two of them, one on each side. You've seen those, right? Gotta have some in Georgia. I would think that if some company said, "Yeah, we don't have American whatever," they'd be kind of pissed at that company. But I still find it kind of an interesting thing that people's pride in their country goes far enough to be like, "Oh, fuck this company because they said this thing about not using our product." That absolutely means nothing to me, you know.
Whoa, you there?
Hey, did you not hear me there?
I've been out for like the last 2 minutes. I haven't been able to hear anything.
Oh. I was talking to myself then.
The last thing was, we were talking about how it was an actual, it wasn't just a scare, they actually had E. coli in their food. And I said, I think there was like a Chipotle or Trader Joe's or something that had a similar problem just recently.
Yeah, and I said that grocery stores have been missing lettuce and stuff because but then I said that I find it interesting that people are so patriotic that when a company says we're not going to use some country's product, that they feel insulted by.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive to Japan. People here would do that. But I wouldn't, obviously. So I just find it quite strange. Cute female roommate wanted? Like in a fucking... That's a... Why would you do that? Why would you? That's not a way to... You already sound like a predator. You already sound like a molester. Simple as that. Bro. I think he just... One sex. I think the servers are a little borked right now. My voice connected is... bro. I'm gonna switch servers. Hold on. We're getting some funky. Switch over.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Oh, hey, hello. How are you?
I just switched servers.
Nice, nice, nice. Good one.
So that one was having trouble, I think. I was barely connected to it, and you weren't connected to it, obviously. But
imagine going to the place and being like, "All right, I'm here because you said that you wanted a roommate," and like the few seconds where they would like look at you and then like scan up and down to see, does this person meet my standards for cute female? Ugh, shivers.
Yeah, and exactly like what are they gonna do with this? Like you know that they're gonna ogle you. You know that they're gonna fuck.
Oh god.
Are they gonna try to touch you? What are they gonna do?
I feel slimy just thinking about it.
Now if there was a hot girl and she said cute male roommate wanted, I'd be like, all right.
I'd be like, well, that rules me out. I have to find
Yeah, I'd get, you know, I'd try, but They'd find a cuter one. But how desperate are they? Right? Maybe I can convince her with my salesman lips. Give her rebuttals, you know, at least 2 before I hang up the phone. The rule.
I can only imagine what it's like to try online dating as a lady. That must be horrifying.
Oh, I could say I know what it's like,
Fuck.
but I only know what it's like through other people. You know what I mean?
That's another one of those things in India. I've heard that like guys are so goddamn desperate that they sit around, they get like a prepaid phone, and will just call random numbers until a female voice answers, and then they write that number down and will just keep calling until they talk to them. They're like, that was one of the worst podcasts I've ever listened to, where it was like I block like 10 numbers a day. I was like, are you shitting me? 10 numbers a day, and guys just like, hey baby, talk to me. Like, these guys haven't really like had a chance to talk to another female other than their mom or sister their whole lives, so they're just absolutely desperate. It's like, well, I would not want to be.
Oh!
I would not want to look for love in India.
These fucking dating websites here, like, I've been wanting to try to maybe potentially go
God
on.
damn it.
Oh, teammate, I thought you were gonna be in that. Why I was forward.
It almost seems more creepy to just have cute female roommate, because it's more like, I'm not even looking for a relationship. I just want eye candy around the house, and I hope you can fulfill that role. And it's also kind of weird to be.
It's weird to be like, I want a relationship. I want to, for my roommate, I want to be like already living together.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Unless like they're like, hey, I want sex, and you're down for that, and sure, whatever. Again, you know, if I had a cute,
you would know what you're getting into.
yeah.
To be fair, the ladies that respond to cute female roommate wanted, you know, if they respond to it, if they're desperate enough that they're okay with it.
We'll that again.
Ah, damn it. You know, if at least
Teammate,
at least the guys are
stop.
upfront about it. At least you know what you're getting into when you reply to one of those. It's better than not knowing what you're getting into.
Yeah. He's having real bad position.
Man, imagine being so pretty that you have to constantly wonder whether people are just like using you, or if they actually give a shit, or if it's just because of your looks. I wouldn't know what that's like. We got jokes here on Kimochi Stream, don't we? Oh, we got the best jokes.
Hey, you know, people are good job, teammate. I'm glad. I hate teammate.
I can tell.
Me. Oh, there you go. That was a good.
Oh.
But like dating websites are real shit too, because women get like 5 bajillion messages from
Yeah.
guys.
You don't get a chance to be like, hang on a second. You might be entertained by my personality. Just give me a chance. You don't get that on a dating website. It's just the profile pic.
Do they have to? Oh, I didn't get to hit
Not
it.
to be a Debbie Downer, but we've lost this one already. So unless you just really want your points.
Oh no, I'm gonna get my points. I'm just taking them.
No! That's 2 amazing goals I've had. Rob.
There's also another girl that at Mad Greens that this one she used to work at.
Are you kidding me?
Holy shit! She worked at a
How did
sandwich
the
shop that I used to frequent, and so we would talk a bit. And she now works at Mad Greens. She's like, "Oh, hi."
What is Mad Greens?
That's a salad place. For like a chain, big chain salad. Oh, damn it!
Wow, we could have won that in regulation. Oh!
I was ready. I was gonna redirect that.
I just didn't get enough height.
But I had a feeling that she always had a crush on me of some sort.
Shit.
She works at. She's like, yeah, I work here now, but she's like, I just got back from California. I hadn't seen her in a long time.
Oh my god. We did it!
Yeah.
The match that I said you could go pee because it was so lost. What a pass! Holy shit, man.
And
that was a hell of a game.
but she's like, I just got back from California. I lived there for a little while. I was like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, failed a relationship. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm not even going to try with you, but I don't even be interested in her way. But she's very, very friendly with me. Every single time I come in, she'll be like, oh, hi. Go out of her way to talk to me. Anyway, PRB. Okay. Angel, do you know any cute girls who can be my roommate? I want a cute girl from my roommate. I should go up to every cute girl I see in the store. Be like, hi, you are cute girl. Would you like to live with me? Please live with me, cute girl. I promise I won't do anything. I'll just look.
I wonder if ladies ever get like hit on or like someone starts acting creepy and then they wonder like, god damn, why did I wake up early to like put makeup on and shit, and why did I spend extra time to make myself look nicer? Just it's like a bear setting his own trap and stepping in it. Like, ugh. I'm just getting this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
To like not leave me alone.
You know,
Then I guess if you don't wear makeup, I've heard people give them shit for that as well. Like it's a no-win situation.
or like me, when a girl's not wearing makeup, I'm like, oh good. I prefer that, thank you. I don't like makeup. Unless it's like eyeshadow. Foundation. Yeah, just make a t-shirt that says I'm looking for grill. I'm looking for cute grill. Here's my my Twitter. Oh, isn't that you saw that thing where the company I work for is going to be doing that 24-hour charities?
Oh, that's. I was wondering why you posted that. I didn't realize that was your company.
I said that. Oh. Yeah, my work wasn't crazy. Yeah, see, Angel knows. I should say.
You say I never listened, but I actually heard it when he said it out loud. It was. I didn't read it. I guess.
You see, Sunbro knows.
What did you write?
My work. As so, I had link the video that it said. Here's a link. Video a guy made last year. And then I said my work. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But yeah, my work's doing that.
Oh, it matters.
Like fuck, it's kind of tempting because you can get more viewers that way, right? Because if you're a part of a big channel that brings in a bunch of audiences, right? And you have like a 2-hour block, probably.
If you do what? They could bring in more viewers?
Stream on their 24-hour live stream. Because they have it, so a lot of channels do this for these kind of events. You have a 24-hour live stream on a certain channel, and a streamer gets a time block. So you get 2 hours here, and then the next stream they get 2 hours here. And that brings in viewers from all those streams' audiences, right? Because it's like, yo, come check out this charity stream. I'm gonna be on this channel. It brings in their audience because they might stay for longer. But then also it's a charity stream, and people typically stay a bit for those. Because it's kind of hype and for a good cause. Oh my god, you know.
So it means if we just kind of clean it up for that one evening, we could do that.
No, because then they would know that I'm associated with that company, so anything I would say during my normal streams, if it brought them into my normal stream, be like, hey, you know this guy who works for your company, you know how much he talks about Futanari?
Not enough.
And how bestiality is probably okay? Just not my style.
He's like open to it.
Yeah, open to it. It'd be like, why does this guy work for us? Or even any of the social justice issues that we talk about. So
You could Twitch under a different name for that one
yeah,
night?
but then it wouldn't have the benefit of bringing in new viewers. That'd be the only reason why I'd care to do it.
Oh wow, not for charity, huh? Just for the viewers.
I can
Who's
make
a
a charity.
scumbag?
I can make a charity stream whenever I want, Sunbro. It's not restricted to that.
Well, this is gonna have a whole bunch of viewers. This is gonna have.
It's gonna have a whole bunch of viewers regardless of me streaming. So. And I don't know how many is a whole bunch, to be honest, because I don't know. I think that channel potentially would be. It's like a whole week or something, or maybe it's just one day where all of Twitch people come together, Twitch, and they all do it.
So more than if you just randomly decided to do a charity stream, is what I'm saying. I don't give a shit either way. I was just kind of giving you a hard time, saying you're only doing it for the popularity, not for the charity. And then
Right.
Then you said I could do a charity stream at any time, and it's like, well, you just randomly doing a charity stream is not gonna get what this would.
Yeah, I could also do a charity stream on that day too. Like my point is, they're gonna succeed whether or not I'm there. So, plus, I'm gonna be one of those. Actually, I don't know if I'll be one of the smaller streamers. I went to one of the guys' channels, and he was an affiliate. So that's gonna be a part of it.
So it sounds like you have something you could offer these guys.
Yep. Bad reputation. So in general, I'm like, nah. Even if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be like, it would be on my own, not associated with any company whatsoever. I think I can do it and say that I don't work for the company.
I don't actually give a shit. I was just trying to make a joke about how you care about popularity and charity.
And no, I do though. I'm not gonna deny that. But all I'm saying is, and I would love to be able to do it too if it was like a good. Not associated with the company.
Give a shit about like losing your job.
Yeah.
If Twitch paid more than your job did.
Oh fuck it. It's also interesting that my company is doing this, but you know it makes sense because my company has tons of branches that do video games. So they obviously have the workforce that do such a thing. At my work, they don't, right? Not anyone at my work that streams, I'd guess. But you could bet that a lot of those gamers that are testing the games, they're probably streaming. Probably love games that much. Yeah, how about that statistic, the UN women's statistic?
I've seen that before. I've seen other things like that before too, where it was like,
yeah,
20% of such and such were women. Someone had a really good response to that on Reddit one time, where it was like, it's not necessary. I can't remember how they worded it, but it actually made a lot of sense as to why. Wow, what a whiff! As to why that it was a valid statistic to point out, and not just being like shitty to men. So, you know,
I'd like to know what that is.
I can't present that argument, at least not very well, but there was a good one that made me at least think about it a little bit more. I was like, okay, maybe it's not quite so ridiculous as it looks on the surface.
The thing I'm trying to understand, like, with it is, I think they're showing like, hey, women are also sacrificing themselves for freedom of press, right? By dying for their basically their cause, right? For
journalistic integrity and whatnot.
Yeah, and I understand that, but boy, if that is the message they're trying to portray with that, it's just all bad. It's just not good. They could have just put, hey, you know, women are journalists. You know that? Like, hey, check it out. You know, they could have even said this percentage of journalists die, or this many journalists die, right? They didn't have to specify fucking gender. But specifying gender makes it seem like they're...
It's like 20% are women, but there are only 15% of women who do it. So you're saying it's like more proportionally, there's more women dying than men in that...
I read something that it was 35% of women are reporters, and the 19% die. So like, it's a lower proportion.
So women are less likely to die as a journalist.
Yeah, than men. Like this, this is like. I have a citation needed on that statistic I just said, but like. Either way. Yeah, either way, like, if it's proportions, right? They should have specified. You know, like, you can't. Just presenting it like that is just bad. I thought about it, I was like, God, they can't be saying any of the things that I'm thinking. Like, that 19% is more important. That, like, oh. There was the one news article I saw that was like, that was about homelessness. And it was like, did you know 1 out of 4 women are homeless?
Yeah, that's the one I think I remember seeing on Reddit, and someone had a good response to it. I wish I remember what it was.
And I mean, if it's the case that they're trying to point out that, yo, people have this misconception that only men are homeless and they don't properly take care of homeless women, right? Then I'd be like, yeah, sure, that's a good statistic to point out then. There's context here, right? There's, hey, we should pay attention to this group because they exist. But in this case, you know, again, this isn't like this isn't an activism case, right? There was no state of any sort of activism or like needing to improve on anything. It was like almost like a bragging. They were like trying to brag about it or something.
I mean, where did that thing come from? Like, where was it? Just like someone posted it on Facebook?
The thing, it was the UN Women's thing posted it and just was talking about Freedom Journalism Day or something like that. Like the tweet is in the post.
These guys are getting destroyed.
It says, we stand with the journalists who risk their lives every day for press freedom and to hold power in check.
And then underneath that, 15% or 20% are women.
Yeah, 19% of journalists killed in 2017 were women.
Yeah, it doesn't really follow with...
They do have an article associated with it, or a link. They do have a link, but you know, just posting that on there with zero context is not good. I do have the actual thing, so I can see if the article has any.
I mean, it's silly, but it's not that big of a deal.
It's just dumb.
What the shit? These guys are coming back.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal in terms of the grand scheme of everything. I'm just saying that.
Well, I'm not saying that either. I'm not trying to be that pedantic. I just also don't think it's that big of a deal in general.
I think they could have definitely done. There was another one that was not good. That wasn't like with women or anything like that. I don't think. Oh no, it was. It was an article titled "Women Attempt Suicide More Than Men," and then underneath, then there's a picture, right? And then underneath the picture, it said, in smaller text, not bold, "Men are more successful though." Like, more men die. So it's like, oh, okay. Like, Jesus Christ. Ah!
That's pretty dark.
Yeah, that's real shit. Like, guys. Like, just put an article. Like, if you want it centered around women, sure, but like, don't make your statistics sound like the other one is less significant. You know what I mean? That you're putting up, especially for groups of people.
It sounds like they wanted a shocking title, and hearing like women attempt it more than men. That sounds, yeah, that's gonna get you some clicks or whatever. But then they also knew that like men actually commit suicide more often, so they're like trying to cover their bases there.
Yeah.
That sounds like. Oh, you're just in time for suicide and women in journalism being shot.
Oh, stop talking.
After 23 years, jeez. Switch to the Switch X? What did you use before? You don't want to hear it. What the fuck? What did I do?
Still got wrecked by. Oh, you're early. You're still early then, huh?
Got wrecked by Anjanath. I wouldn't give you a hard time for that. Insect Glaive is really cool. The Insect Glaive and the Charge Blade, I think, are the two coolest weapons. But I'm also enjoying the Gun Lance and the Greatsword.
So the article, by the way, that it's attached to, it's not an article. It's just like a bunch of statistics about women journalists, just a whole bunch. So probably could have been a little better if they would have not put that one as the.
Yeah, I kind of gravitated towards the really slow melee weapons like Greatsword and Gun Lance. It just feels so satisfying when you connect. Not that I'm any good, but it's satisfying.
It's like a Falcon Punch,
Leaves me
right? When you-
satisfied. Exactly, yeah. Yeah,
If
yeah.
somebody gets that
We'll
Falcon
get back to suicide eventually. It's just a matter of time. So that statistic doesn't seem so bad if you're just listing statistics about women in journalism.
Yeah, but
when it's isolated out of context in the Twitter post, that looks a lot worse.
yeah,
So
they
once
could've-
again, I would say like this really isn't that big of a deal. It's just kind of like a poor choice to stick at the front of your Twitter post.
yeah, that was the point of my conversation, was that it's a poor choice, not like it has massive significance or. But they could have obviously picked one of their others. It probably looked a little better.
And gay Turbo Lard following us around. Guess I have to be careful with the gay word, seeing as the other
Probably
one is,
say gay.
I'm just saying, should probably be careful now that the other one is banned.
I mean, gay is what they call them.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, it's.
That's so insensitive.
I think pretty much any sort of what's the word? I can't think of the word. What would be a word for
Not being able to think of the word.
no, that's Lethalogica. Words on the tip of your tongue and you. Yeah, what else are you supposed to call it? I mean, there's homosexual, right? But you know, gay is more specific, so you know.
Gay is more specific than homosexual?
Yeah, because gay is referring to men, while lesbian is referring to
Women can't be gay. I didn't know that.
It's generally what they.
I was more just picking on Twitch being
Ugh.
bad with their ban. Wasn't actually saying we can't say gay.
There's a. I can't think of the word. That's just like against a group of people. It's an insult that you use
Aggressive?
against a group.
Derogatory.
Yeah, I think derogatory is what I was trying to. As long as you're not being derogatory, not bad. But yeah, as long as it's not a derogatory term against a group.
Slander.
Gay can be just as general as homosexual. I think it's a little less general though.
Didn't you say gay was more specific? Now you're saying it's less general? I don't know.
More specific and less general is contradictory.
Yeah, you were saying that, yeah. I know women who describe themselves as gay. There you go. You're wrong. Ashton's wrong. Got him. We finally got him, boys.
Got me.
You're trying to tell me it's more specific and it's less general? Come on, get your story straight here.
Yeah. You're trying to tell me it's hot and less cold?
What an idiot.
How's that work?
I love how big that singularity explosion is. I want that.
Yes, women can describe themselves as gay, but
Gay butt. Also, if people didn't have butt cracks, would farts still be funny? That's another question we've been trying to settle on.
thanks. I think it always boils down to these scenarios of has the world always been like this?
Gay butt usually refers to men. Women can have gay butts.
But you specifically have to post fix it with butt? Like you'd be like, yeah, no, I know a gay person. You're like, hold on, and you're like,
How
"Hold
gay
on.
is their butt?
A gay butt person. You're like, oh, okay, men, got it.
He's gay butt, but what?
Yes.
No, his butt is gay.
Yeah. You silly gay butt. No. It's like gay butt. Gay butt sounds like
That
a
is the gayest butt I've ever seen.
sounds like a fun term that you give. I just think in general, women. Oh, hold on, women on women. I'm excited. What?
Yeah, stop playing Rocket League. Cancel the suicide conversation.
Yep. Cancel the suicide. We're going. How much? I just can't. Women on women relationships have less to do with butts. If you catch my drift.
I'm gonna
look
have to
up.
do some research. I'm not sure if I can trust this.
Only
What's
if you
your
catch my
sample
drift,
size?
or if you catch my draft, like a fart. I don't know. That's reaching too far. You know what? You know what reaches a little far though. Gay relationships, am I right? It's like a reach around.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In general, women catch my shaft. Thank you. You know, I think. Okay, I was gonna say, I stole your thunder. There's also a lot, there's a lot of tributism, and there's a lot of fraudage, as they like to call it. Fraudage cheese, Oh, that sounds real gross.
That sounds horrible. Thank you for you have killed the boner. Thanks a lot.
You had a boner for fraudage, but then when I said fraudage cheese,
No, just the gay butt conversation in general,
I like. to
and
think that you had-
whether the farts would be. Oh God. Whether farts would still be funny.
fraught with cheese. You know, I don't want to talk about cheese right now. Actually, I think I'm gonna ascend beyond cheese because in about
This isn't a
15
lowbrow
minutes,
stream. Let's not talk about cheese.
we have much more interesting conversation. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to go eat cheese. I would like that to not be destroyed.
Well, now who's talking about cheese?
Though to be fair, I wouldn't really.
I took a picture today and we all said, "Ah, shit! I'm sorry, we're not talking about that. Never mind."
But you all say something.
We didn't say cheese. That's
Say
not what
pizza.
we're talking about.
Queso, yeah, queso.
I saw a post on Reddit where it was all about like things you taught your kids that backfired, and they had like this one uncle that all the family pictures they would have he would scream whiskey instead of cheese, and so they were like doing school pictures and the kid screams out whiskey in class.
Those are always funny stories where like,
Kids say the darndest shit, as Bill Cosby taught us before he started raping people.
just like in general, where you try to teach your kids something by doing some sort of metaphor, you do it in a unique way, but then there's a certain
They just
situation
don't get
where
it.
it's just fucked.
Doesn't correlate. Well, I no longer know how to play Rocket League. This is a foreign game to me. Queso.
No, it's queso. There's a Q.
Oh, queso.
Martin gets one. But it could be just an act.
I could be pissing off my coworker.
He says he comes into my YouTube videos sometimes and watches it.
Comes into your YouTube videos.
Yeah. Right into it. Goes to the YouTube factory.
I can come into a Twitch stream. I didn't know I could come into a YouTube video.
They have those live premieres now.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we knew.
Before we knew what.
That Cosby.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I said before he started raping people. It was
Yeah.
before we knew he was raping people. It doesn't count until people find out.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not illegal until someone finds out, right? You can come into anything, just get permission first.
I don't know. There's something you can't come into, even if you get permission. You don't get permission from the government.
What if you don't have permission, but it's still totally okay? You don't need permission.
You don't need permission?
Yeah. Like, what if I'm at a national forest or and there's no
There's
one around?
probably a permit you need for that.
There goes my fun activities that I had. Favorite thing was going to the national forest and coming into it while also thinking I was right with the law. But now that I'm no longer right with the law,
It's a sperm whale, so I'm sure it doesn't mind. Sperm. Oh, this final game is just killing us. Oh, I guess we say
Final
like 10,
game?
We say like 10 minutes, I guess.
rumble after that.
It's the final countdown. Din-a-nan-dun.
You sound like you've gotten real tired in the last hour there, Sunbro.
You know, you're not wrong.
Oh, we got wands. Shones? Schwones? You're gonna go get dinner. Have fun playing with your balls on stream. Thanks.
We got permission. Calm down.
And enjoy your dinner. And also, I'll still be playing with my balls during
Have fun with
Octopath.
Monster Hunter. It's a good time.
Don't think that the ball playing will just disappear once I'm playing Octopath. Oh, you fuck!
How great is it as a society? Like, you really know you've made it when you can say, I'm hungry, but I just don't feel like getting food right now.
I'll just go. Like,
Our
order it or
ancestors for
whatever.
like thousands of years had to murder and claw their way to get just to survive, and we're like, I mean, I could order pizza, but I'd have to go get the phone.
Guess I could get Uber Eats and have them deliver from that Chinese restaurant that doesn't
Just-
deliver.
I could just go to bed hungry. That's easier.
I do that sometimes.
It
But then
is
I wake
easier.
up. I then wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat some food now. It's like 5 in the morning or something. Supernova 2, son, bro. I love this double X.
Yeah, I'm making some good progress on the Rocket Pass now. Ooh, there's another, a bigger goal explosion coming up. The next tier.
I just got that one. Get on my level. The good thing about ordering is that we always have our cell phones next to us. Yeah, we have to answer the door still.
Lord Jesus.
You know, you could always have somebody install a pulley system or something.
Yes, can I have one cute female deliver my food, please?
Yeah, I'm looking for.
Holy shit, that's probably like $1 million business idea right there.
Have cute women in food?
Like, you can like Hooters delivery service, basically.
We'll call them bobbers. Grams. That sounds like granny for the grams.
I was taken to a Hooters once. That was very awkward. I hated every second of it.
We, way back in the day, we used to have a Hooters in town, but I never went.
I didn't really have a choice. I'm obviously not a prude, but just really, really uncomfortable. Like every time the waitress would leave and they would just make really lewd remarks. I'm like,
The waitress
really,
would?
no, the guys that took me
Oh.
there.
Yeah, just in general, like any dude making lewd remarks. Like, unless they're your friends, right?
Yeah.
And we're fucking around on
I
the stream or some shit.
already hated these guys to begin with, and then these guys were like also racist, and she was black. Unfortunately, we got a black waitress, so it was like racism mixed with sexism. It was a very horrible and uncomfortable time. One of the worst days of my life.
There's and my boss today was, of course, he comes by and he's trying to talk to fucking Mike about Steins Gate Zero, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going?" We're like, good." And he's like, "You guys have any good big plans for the weekend?" Like, yeah, video games and making a model kit. He's like, "That."
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Yeah. Try to build a Gundam. And so he, like, like, why don't you do something fun? Mike and I are like, that is fun. And he's like, oh, well, you could, he puts up his hands like, ooh, talking.
I don't dread playing video games every night.
Yeah.
I do it because it's enjoyable.
Ugh.
Something fun. Holy shit.
Oh, it's slobbing.
I'm gonna go collect some stamps. Wow, why don't you try doing something fun?
There he is. And he puts up his hands. He's like, you know, doing the whole like, this hand is one thing, this hand is the other thing, right? And he raises. He's like, you know, ooh, playing video games or hanging out with women. Playing, and I'm like, dude, I'm like 500 years old. You're absolutely disgusting. And
women, gross. Ew.
yeah. And so I say, I was like, yeah, talking to strangers or not talking to strangers. And he's like,
It's like, is that like literally the only thing that motivates you in life is getting a dick hard?
for him, dude, it's always
It's just like, I want to get drunk and bang, and that's my entire existence is. I can't stand people like that.
and not just like they have like a pride in it, right? That's their success, whether or not they fuck the chick. Like
It's a conquest.
yeah, and like if you haven't had sex as much as them or whatever, you haven't got as much women, it becomes
Yeah, like how
you're a
can you
failure.
even enjoy life if your life has lost its value? You're not getting enough.
Like, you know, there's a lot of things that like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I do that too, but with this, I don't do that with like, I don't think anything of any one of my hobbies or whatever. Like I'm happy that I don't talk to random people and it's nice, and I like to joke around about like, oh, you like to go and hang out at bars. Ugh, you're disgusting. But like, with my hobbies, I don't go, oh, you don't make Gundams? What the fuck is wrong with you? You must you must be an idiot.
There are certain people that like partying, drinking, and sex is like that is what they just think the human condition is when it comes to fun. So
Yeah.
doing stuff other than that is just so foreign to them. Like, but isn't that the main goal of your life? It's like it's not the main goal of my life. Seems to be all you care about.
Even when you mention like parties, or when they mention parties, you're like, and you reply with, I don't go to parties. Then they look at you like you're fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
or I don't go to bars, or even drinking. Drinking has this social thing that like, yeah, I'm just gonna you know slam down an ice cold brew,
Risky.
and
Boy, I've got an event coming up that I'm really looking forward to. I can't wait to get so hammered that I don't remember it.
yeah, or even sitting back and relaxing and just drinking one, right? And I'm just like, I don't drink at all. Oh, I thought I had
It's called
something.
Brewski.
Ice cold brew. It's Angel. Do you know what I was referencing with that? Oh, good.
I mean, if you just like to get a little bit buzzed and just make your night a little more enjoyable, I get that. It's not for me, but I get it. But people
Yeah.
who make it like a thing to get wasted just doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't remember what happened, so it must have been an awesome night.
Oh God, yeah. Or even
And
the
then,
people that are like,
beaming and like the peer pressure, like, come on, you pussy, drink another one.
drink one at all.
Drink at all.
Or when they're like, I love drunk people. Like, I fucking hate them. I'm afraid they're gonna break shit. I'm afraid they're gonna spew shit on something. I'm afraid that they're gonna... There was a time where I was having a conversation with a drunk person, and I was agreeing with them, and they were acting like I wasn't, and they were like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, I'm agreeing with you. Like, no, you don't understand. I'm like, what do you
like dealing
want?
with a toddler. At a certain point, it's just a toddler.
It sucks.
It really sucks.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is Aaron saying it. It's from the Mass Effect 3 alternate endings. And Aaron had the one where the guy, you know, he's like, "Oh, come here, Commander 7. Why don't you have a nice cold brew?" His like mouth like goes out.
Yeah, the alternate endings, where they all like came up with their own ending for the game.
Yeah, drunk people are annoying. Just in general, like anybody who is married are annoying as fuck. I don't care if they're high. I don't care. It seems like if they're high, they're a bit more coherent.
Yeah,
depends on how high they are.
It's like, it's fine if that's what you want to do. It's just I'm not going to enjoy your company anymore. Is kind of the thing. Like if you're not bugging me, do whatever the hell you want. But if you got on and were drunk every night, I'd stop showing up. I'd be like, this is getting really annoying having to listen to him be drunk the whole time. Oh, you bitch! I had that. I pre-jumped from half court for that shit.
It's like jumping off these ledges for the area.
Stoners aren't obnoxious. Yeah. It's kind of crazy that alcohol is legal and marijuana is fighting to be illegal. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, alcohol is like actually worse for you. Makes people even worse than being high.
And they're more likely to they're more likely to actually try to do something like drink and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Like they're so motivated to get up. But yeah, like when I'm hanging out with friends, I want to be able to potentially have a conversation with them about something, right? It doesn't matter what it is. I want them to be coherent enough to talk about fucking any subject I bring up. But when you try to have any sort of conversation,
it feels like babysitting once they're like actually drunk. Again, there's a difference between like buzzed and drunk.
Yeah, and like being high together, that's another thing, because you're all in the same state, right? Yeah. And so you're also kind of, I guess impaired, right? But I was gonna say delusional, but I'm like, that doesn't. But yeah, like you're all in the same state. Who the fuck cares? You're probably all gonna enjoy each other's company. And if you enjoy, like, I hate being impaired because again, I try to think about stuff at a certain level, and then I realize I'm having trouble thinking about these things, and I hate it. When I get drunk, I'm just like, I think about something. And this sucks. And then I get really tired, and then it's like I just ruined a night. Being high, I get really paranoid. I get into every single time I've been high, I've gotten into this like thought loop where I've been like, all of a sudden I'm like, how the fuck did I get into this situation? And then I go, oh yeah, this happened, and oh yeah, and I smoked stuff. And then like 5 minutes later, it's the exact same thing again. How the fuck did I get in this? I go through it. Then after a while, I remember that I forgot so many times, and it starts frustrating me. Every single time I've gotten high. And I've gotten high, like, I've tried it 1 year, and I'm like, God, that sucked. I'm going to try it again. And then like a year later, I'm like, maybe that was a bad experience. I'll try it again. Nope, that one sucked too. Like every single one I've tried. And it's like good at first. It's like fine at first. I'm like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Then after a while, I'm just like, oh God, I hate it.
Yeah, like not feeling like you're not in control. It just, ugh, I can't stand it. I've seen people do some really bad things when they're
Yeah.
drunk, and I have absolutely no desire. I've seen
Yeah.
so many people make decisions that they regret like the rest of their lives.
There's like, and even you see the embarrassing things that they do, and you're just like, man, I don't want to look like that, right? Even if it's the tiniest of things, right? They knock some shit over, or
Yeah.
there was a guy we were walking around downtown here, and this guy who's totally drunk walks up to me, hey guys, you got any weed?
Oh, I can
like-
smell it.
We're like,
I think they smell.
oh yeah. He's like, do you guys have any weed? We're like, no, we don't. And he's just like, no, I know you do. Why aren't you giving me the weed that you have? We're like, dude, we don't smoke. We don't have any weed. He's like, no, you guys are lying. Why are you being such an ass? And then his buddy walks up and says, sorry, man, he gets like this when he's drunk. And grabs him and pulls him away. Like, oh, wow, that guy. Like, why is he hanging out with these people?
Yeah. Imagine like being that kind of burden to my friends. Ugh, it kills me.
And people like they say, oh, it gets rid of my inhibitions and stuff like that. It's like, man, if there are people that I'm around that I have restrictions of, like, hey, I don't want to say these things or I don't want to do these things around people, I don't want a device that makes it so I will do those things. Because I already don't want to do it around them. Topics of conversation. I don't want any sort of thing that's going to make it so I talk about Futanari with my parents. Right? I don't want that, because I don't ever want to talk to them about that.
Yeah.
And then the people that I will talk to about that, I don't need alcohol to talk to them about that, because I just will.
Yeah, I'd like to be in control of who I share information with.
Yeah. You already have trouble speaking, weed makes it worse. Yeah.
Pretty proud.
I think
like being able to hold your liquor is like considered like a skill, or it's like something to be proud of.
I've only once lost my inhibitions when I was drinking, and that was when I blacked out. I blacked out once, and my God, I was having a good time, then all of a sudden I just kind of woke up, and I was like, all right, I had a nice sleep. They're just like, yeah, you're on suicide watch, mister, at this house that I was at. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, you threatened to kill yourself. I was like,
Oh my God.
when? Like, what's wrong? Why do you threaten to kill yourself? I'm like, I have no idea. I'm happy right now. I'm fine. What the fuck? And so I was just like, boy,
I'll never do that again.
never do that again. That was at the D'Souza's house, if you know who that is. They're angel. Fuck those.